the signal to noise ratio, like what our output means in the social media context.
I find a lot through email and the promoters, like, Golden Voice and whoever's organizing all those shows.
My website. Okay, I got it. It came back. Look at it. It came back. Thank you, Fargo. My thought.
I live with this, you guys.
Not a single person ever scanned the QR code.
And then I plugged it into the 2000s, and I was like, well, it didn't work. So I was like, got to use my old 3.0 USB.
I think it's something where you could give them the control of their own individual pages, where they have the ability to post all their different events, post links to their sets, all sorts of that stuff. So, I'd say it's a great idea.
Welcome to my first podcast, The Drop, Real Conversations in EDM, where I host a few local DJs, producers, and promoters, and fans just to chime in. And basically, we just have a roundtable discussion with a few topics in the industry. And in this inaugural episode, we talk about the complexities of finding your event that you posted and how you share it in this complex and oversaturated world of social media. Our second topic today is about these same complexities and difficulties of uploading your own music and sharing it. And as a fan who wants to support you, it's just difficult to find. Now, I'm not a DJ and I'm not a producer or a promoter. My job is to promote you promoters, as I simply give voice to the local DJ, producer, and promoter. Patty and I just love the culture, and we get out as much as we can to support our local DJs. And that's what this channel is about. Most of our local DJs that we have here on the show are from Northern California, but I am reaching out to other local DJs from across the country to come on. So I ask you, let's co-own this podcast together, and please share my channel with others so we can build this YouTube community. And please pardon my naiveness in this DJ culture, because again, I'm not a DJ. So with this podcast, I hope to learn more how it works. I might not have the correct verbiage just yet, but I'm getting there. And we have a little bonus content at the end as we touch on a subject that may be sensitive. The first topic I wanted to talk about, guys, from the fan side, I honestly don't know where to start when I'm trying to find events anymore. If something pops up and we're interested, Patty and I'll jot it down literally on my computer sticky note. I mean, not even on a real note. I just put it on my computer sticky note. And I'll come back to it later, maybe to share an event with people or, but often it's just gone. Most of these events, like on social media, and after 24 hours, they disappear. And then I'm asking myself, wait a minute, was it on Instagram? Was it on Facebook? Was it on WhatsApp? Eventbrite, Tixter, EDM Train, Resident Advisor. And I finally literally searching like the DJ's names to get to see if I could find it. So decide whether you're a promoter or a DJ, where do you expect people to find your gig? Let's start with you, Alex, with We're Already Here. Tell people how you promote it and how far you promote the event. I mean, is it just on social media?
So mainly on social media, we do a lot of personal invites. And we do a lot of PR work, a lot of public relations. We go out to other people's events. We go out to other family member events, and we kind of just chop it up with them, get them to come out. That's what we really do. A lot of the fans that came out last Friday for Level 33, they were just all family members and friends of friends.
Yeah, and Lawrence, you guys got such a great community, and you at Reunion Underground, it's a great venue, and oftentimes you got people in the VIP area, you got people outside then eventually everyone's on the dance floor. It's packed, but I mean, with your community, you guys don't really have to go much out. It's kind of word of mouth. You're not having to boost any posts. Do you guys boost any social media posts, Lawrence?
We used to boost the post, but now it's kind of more like word of mouth, and we have everybody, family, friends, to also share the posts as well through social media like Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. And the word just spreads, and that love is there for the community, and everybody is more than likely willing to come.
the word of mouth works out. I mean, Elias, for you, like you in events you just had out at Public Works, and we'll talk more before everyone leaves. You know, get a chance to kind of say, "Hey, I did this." But I mean, you just rely on social media. You're not. Are you boosting any posts or anything for your events, Elias?
No, yeah, I'm mostly just going through my personal page. And then, I mean, the event at Public Works, it was less about the names on the flyer and more about the vibe. The event's called Club Blush. It's kind of about emotional and like euphoric dance music. So that's what people are coming for. And we're just kind of providing that atmosphere. But that all that is to say, the organizers of that event do parties. They do parties like all over the country in different cities. And they're kind of like tribute nights. This one was Club Blush. They have a disco night. They have one called Casa Tulum, which is more like Tulum vibes. So anyway, they have a bit of a following on their page. So they're kind of like, we're in San Francisco tonight. This is the event. And yeah, people enjoy it. They don't even know who played like behind the decks, which is kind of cool, but also like, that you want that follow on Instagram.
Brad, let me ask you this. Do you ever utilize like EDM Train or Resident Advisor, or how do you get your information on events? Is it WhatsApp?
Most of my stuff is coming from Facebook or word of mouth or Instagram. Then I also get a little bit of stuff from a different of the event organizers, promoters, or clubs itself that I follow. So those I say are the biggest sources of my club night or concerts or events.
Yeah, and Brian, I mean, you had anything to add on that? I mean, as far as finding events,
I would say like mostly a lot of the stuff that I really look forward to, or at least what I see, would be from my Instagram, only because I feel like a lot of at least people my age and stuff like that post out a lot of the stuff on Instagram or stuff like that. I mean, I use Facebook very sparingly. I mean, although I should probably use it a little more for sure. But yeah, I mean, I want to say Instagram, TikTok, I mean, anything that like pops up that really feeds, you know, my eye, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, I want to go see this person, or like this event sounds really cool. And it's funny that Elias actually talks about those nights that event organizer runs, because I've actually been and seen a few of them come through Sacramento with like the Casa Tulum nights and stuff like that, which piqued my interest because when I was first getting into the scene and stuff like that, like my whole big thing was Afro House. I mean, I was like, oh my gosh, where can I find Afro House anywhere, you know, in California, for that matter, of Northern California, you know what I mean? It's not very popular genre around here, and it's not really like a thing that people necessarily look for. But when I, you know, got an Instagram advertisement for that Casa Tulum night and I saw it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like they're going to have a tribute night to Afro House. They're going to be playing, you know, from artists that, you know, I like and stuff like that. That's kind of what got me more invested and stuff like that. So sometimes I'll check Eventbrite if there's nothing really going on and I really want to see what's going on around the city, or even in San Francisco as well. You know, I'll take a look at both of those. So
yeah, and Alex, go ahead, Elias.
No, I was just gonna say, I would say email lists too. A lot of the promoter groups and also individual clubs, like you have audio in the city, you have a lot of all day, all night events there. But audio themselves, if you sign up, if you buy tickets to a show, they get your email. So I get a lot of emails just about, hey, here's our shows for the upcoming week. There will be ticket specials sometimes, you know, the free before 11 tickets, which is nice. If you jump on that early, shows can be a little bit more accessible. But yeah, I forgot to mention, I find a lot through email, and the promoters like, you know, Golden Voice and whoever's organizing all those shows.
I was going to add on to that too. Yeah. I mean, it's like when you buy tickets and when you also, like, I mean, you get it set up for an email list, but it's also like, if this event organizer throws really good shows, you know, brings out people that generally, you know, you like or like aligns with kind of what's popular right now, that's kind of what seems to like draw me in more. I'm like, oh, you know, this event organizer is good. Like I want to stick around, maybe follow and see where their events are as well. So,
you know, email, you know, business 101, collect emails. And as I start this little business, it's more of a hobby, but it's like, I gotta, it's like herding cats to try to get emails. But you bring up a good point and something I didn't even consider, Elias. And Alex, I ask you and Lawrence, do you guys even bother with emails? Do you collect emails at all? Because it is powerful.
Yes, we do collect emails. Collect them through Eventbrite, right? So we didn't really know about email until we started using Eventbrite, and then we started seeing all the data that Eventbrite has. And they have so much data for us to look at, like where are the people from, what city are they buying from,
Oh,
it gives us
awesome.
the emails and um and even for like our next event, like if we were to host the next event, we could send out an email list to everyone that previously bought tickets. So yeah, we do look at emails now.
And does that email, do you just use the Eventbrite email functionality, or are you doing it from We
Yes.
Already Here's email, right?
We use Eventbrite.
And Lawrence, anything you want to add to that? I mean, how important, the emails, and is Eventbrite working for you?
I would say yes, because there's other sorts of form of way to contact, and then if we're lucky enough to get a phone number, that works. But sending it out through email, through Eventbrite, it makes you a lot more professionally as an event coordinator, and it reaches to the audience a lot quicker.
Yeah, and from a fan aspect, it is a valuable resource, and it makes it easy. I follow you guys on Eventbrite, and so I get your notifications when you do post up events. So keep doing that because I think it works great.
Thank you.
I'll see if she goes, oh, it does work. So I could get 7 people in here. Look, I got more. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I wasn't a math major, so okay. Patty, you were saying she's texting me from her office.
Oh yeah, I am. As soon as I buy tickets, I join whatever the promoter is, the venue, Golden Voice. You guys mentioned there's just so many. Set Underground, Sid Grease, anything in San Francisco. We're signing up, and I'm getting emails from them. There's a Bands in Town website that I use. Sometimes I get something really good about that. There used to be a guy about 5 years ago who had this list. It was like a dot matrix list of every event going on in the city in almost any genre. It was huge and it was
Wait a minute,
searchable.
I might actually have that. I'm going to bring this up right now, and I want to ask you guys if you tell me if you.
Yeah, I've seen that one before too.
Yeah.
19.
Legendary.
Is that what you're
website.
talking about, Patty?
Yeah. Great. It was great to find events. And this was when we were just starting out. We'd go to the city and go, what are we going to do tonight? We're here for Saturday night event, but what are we going to do on Friday? So, yeah.
Elias, you 19HC. I mean, that's a great resource. I mean,
Yeah, it's definitely like, yeah, sometimes if you're like, is there something I'm missing? Or I've submitted events to there because you never know who's looking. Forgot to mention Partyful too. It's flooding
Oh, yeah.
Partyful,
the
yes.
zone in
Yeah.
San
Get
Francisco.
those all the time.
Almost to like a fault because like people are just inviting anyone who's been on a past. So then everyone has the same stuff on their page now, even if you're.
Yeah, I got Brian's last party full invite.
Yeah.
But
I
it
was
can be
gonna say,
nice.
that was one of the main things that we used to use when we first did our like pop-up shows and stuff like that. Was we used a lot of like the Partyful. We even posted out on RA, just to like get any traction of anyone that was looking for anything. You know what I mean? So, but Partyful is a big. I want to say I actually truly loved Partyful and what it did. I mean, it keeps all your past attendees in there. You can send emails, you can send texts because they got to sign up with a phone number. It gets you direct to the people, like as I've seen it when I try to run events. So.
Alex and Lawrence, are you guys familiar with Partyful, the app?
Yeah. I mean, I just learned about it from Adam, so it's been a couple
From Adam of
weeks.
Polaris?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So we're
What
looking
about
into
this
it.
this 19HZ? Lawrence and Alex, are you familiar? It's 19hc.info.
Yeah. So it hasn't been good to us, maybe because we're in Sacramento. But we've used that that website multiple times for our events. I even ran tracking links to that website so to see how many people actually clicks through our event, and it's zero. So not a lot of traction for us in there.
How does EDM Train or Resident Advisor pick up your events? Does it do it like magically? It's just like you post it. Are they scraping everything? Does anyone have an answer for that? Elias, do you have any idea?
Yeah, I've submitted to EDM Train before.
So you have to submit it. It's not like it scrapes it from the internet and all the Instagram
I'm not
posts,
using
right?
AI.
That's from my experience. I mean, maybe some of the huge ones, it just maybe goes in there. I've noticed when you go to post the same event again, if you're doing it again, it'll have it there. Like, or if you've entered yourself as an artist to play, it might save your name in there.
Where do you go to find your events?
So that is a great question, because I basically go by I check off my venues, like my favorite venues all the way down the list. Not that I love most of them, some more than others, depending on the curation, right? And sometimes it's just through passing. I'll see a name, I'm like, oh, that'll be on social media, but then I'll just see the date and then I'll throw it on my calendar as like a note to self. I almost never make it to those shows. But yeah, like it's been, I get this a lot when I'm bartending, where people are like, we want to go dancing. I'm like, oh, do you? Great, I've got opinions. Right. And then it's like I'm doing this thing where I'm bartending while like writing the list of clubs, and then telling them to look up the thing, and then looking at the event. And I don't think there's any one right way to go about it. Some people are regulars to a venue no matter what, and I get that. I feel like others just are kind of always out. That's not me. Yeah, I think that for me personally,
too, you're working mostly weekends. I don't know if you are currently, but I mean, you don't have much time for yourself.
It has been a damper on my Friday nights, which is why having access to like the after scenes, that's a whole other question. Yeah. It's been at least nice, because I know I can still get some bass in my face. But yeah, I guess I'm always pointing people first to Public Works. That's kind of like, that's my church. All of my best experiences, my best shows, everything down to the curation, the community. It's my favorite room. It's probably my anchor as to San Francisco, and I just go from there.
You bring up a good point, because as I learn, I mean, we're not regulars anywhere. We go because of the artists that are playing. Yep. Mostly in June, right? Okay, we want to see this artist. And again, it's a bonus if our local DJs are providing support. But I guess if we lived in Sacramento, or we lived in the city, or even in Oakland, East Bay, we would have our favorite venues that we go to. Now, clearly, as we've gotten into this and we've gone to more, there are venues that I like, but it's not going to prevent me from not going seeing Marsh at this place or Simon Doty at this place. You just say, hey, I'm in town, we want to go. You have no idea what's going on at Public Works that weekend. You just say, hey, go to Public Works. I like the venue. I like the staff, whatever. Start there. Yep. Because again, the social media, it's all overwhelming. It is back to the old bartending days, Ask the bartender, he's going to know. I want to ask if there is, I have thought about on my website, which is sorely out of date, and that's why I don't promote it. It's business to business, because initially the concept of my NorCal EDM was to take all of your vertical content that you guys do and put it on my YouTube channel, because no one utilizes YouTube. I'm team YouTube. Now we already hear you've got a YouTube channel that you just put up almost as set. And I know you guys are going to put up your set. You can collab with me, reach out to me. So that set not only goes on your channel, but it goes on NorCal EDM News. Just saying, just throwing that out there, Lawrence and Alex, that way more people see it. But vertical content, it's done 24 hours, it's gone. And it's the game that you guys have to play to promote and get this out there and compete and get likes and subscribers and all that stuff. Well, I've got I've got a list right here to talk about, but I just lost my train of thought. It just went out the door. There was a purpose of this whole talking, but my website. Okay, I got it. It came back. Look at it. It came back. Thank you, Fargo. My thought.
I live with this, you guys.
You're holding it. My website was business to business, but
Thank
what
you.
I wanted to do is, bear with me as I get through this, is to build a community. And I don't know if there's a one-stop shop place. What I would like to have is one-stop place for all of you guys, to where people can go see your DJ bio, all your links to bios, all your music that you produce, and all of your events. But a website may be a little clunky because it's still 3 clicks. So then you talk about maybe an app. And so maybe I got to reach out to someone for an app. But my question to you is, if there was one stop place in Northern California where I could go and see Agape's bio, because it would all be alphabetically, so it'd be easier to find Agape's, AKV, then you got physics and you got Sav. And so this may be a pie in the sky, but I'll start with you, Elias. Is there a need for a one-stop shop place just for us local people to go and get all of your links at one place?
That'd be cool. I mean, yeah, I'm thinking about, the only places you really get more in-depth looks at individuals, I mean, unless you're promoting yourself on your own page, of course, but we have a lot of strong local DJ collectives in the city that they have residents. So that'll be more, hey, here's our team. And then if you follow the collective because you like their vibe and you like their events, you'll get to know those DJs more over time because there's more consistency. But yeah, it'd be cool to have somewhere you could maybe, hey, I like this certain genre, and maybe you could filter by genre, and it's here's the local DJs who are covering that sound.
Yeah, Sav, Brian, reaching out to you as the young buck. The social media, it's overwhelming, but our website's still kind of cool. I mean, what's your thoughts on this idea if I was to build something on my website and host all of your content in an easily findable source?
If it's a one-stop shop for what's going on or what the DJs are around town and stuff like that, I think that would be great. I mean, it's just really just what draws in the people to click on it at the end of the day, But I think once they understand what it is and once they kind of know, hey, this is a great place to go see what's around town, right? It's okay, I'm going to come here every single time, right? It's kind of like that list that you guys were showing before from the older list. So
I as a fan, so for me, I don't know who uses Instagram versus Linktree versus
TikTok, which is
TikTok.
WhatsApp.
I don't use TikTok. I am not into that. My hardest thing is finding the link. I know Wah has it on Eventbrite. So I'm almost positive I can go there. But just finding the link to the tickets and what's the set time and how do I follow this DJ? Because not everybody uses Instagram, right? So I think that's what's hard for me is I need to be able to go to one spot and click on that link, and then there's everything listed for me. Great.
Brad, your thought about a one-stop shop thing? You think it's doable?
Just to have something in one place is beneficial. Is beneficial for the artist because I think it's something where you could give them the control of their own individual pages, where they have the ability to post all their different events, post links to their sets, all sorts of that stuff. So I'd say it's a great idea for the local level. I think it's a great thing. So
I feel like that service doesn't exist yet, and I think you should be the change you want to see in the world. Because I mean, even the event I'm doing tonight, it's not about anyone other than the artists that are playing. It's just a creative expression. There's no headliner, no big draw, no cover. It's just about the music, full stop. And being able to see that as something that is even promotable to a lot of people who do promotion. It's like, yeah, I think having a hub that would be niche to like Bay Area, NorCal, general like dance community vibe, something like that. I don't know if that one such thing exists, but it would be neat to have all interested parties be able to, if not actively contribute, if we could passively like funnel that information and data in one place, so at least it lives in one place.
Now, this is my sanity check. From a fan's perspective, when I see a DJ post a new track, it could be on Beatport, it could be on SoundCloud, Spotify, and Spotify is a whole other conversation someday. But honestly, I don't click the link. Now, Brian, you just released a song, and I did click the link, and I listened to it, but it's gone, and I can't even tell you what platform that you put it on. So it's not about not supporting, but I just lose it. I'm not going to be able to find it later. So, where's that song again? So this isn't a complaint. Again, it's genuinely, I'm trying to understand it from an artist side. Be a music source or streaming platform that is really simple and easy, but it doesn't get as much reach, where this platform costs you a few more dollars, but oh man, it will get out there.
Well, that's just, I would say, rather than platform, what we'd be talking about is publisher distribution, because DistroKid and now SoundCloud have made very egalitarian inroads to publishing and distributing music. So DistroKid is something I've used in the past, and that gives you the ability to self-release your own music, put it on everything, and it will just do all of it for you. There's a lot of complaints about that service. I've got one. I know they accused my album of 2024 of being on a botted playlist, and so Spotify took it down. And I'm like, how would I know it's on a botted playlist? Like, I don't. There is a imbalance in the force, because I've self-released a lot of my music through DistroKid, some of it quite successful, a lot of it not. In fact, some of it should probably just be deleted. Now, the problem being is that that's something I can dictate on my own terms. I can do the marketing, I can set the schedule, I can do all of like the back end work to make a release kind of get legs, and I can do it on my own time. That said, I don't have the reach that, say, a proper music label might. And so now that I have a bunch of demos sitting in the inbox for some labels that have expressed interest in the music, even getting to the point where we're talking about a release date is at least 9 months to a year from now. And the fact that that process takes so long starts to really scratch at this thing like, well, I'm not making music just to have it sit here. I want people to hear it, even if it's 10 people and not 100. And so I'm currently faced with this daunting amount. I have so much music. I could release a single track every day for the rest of the year. And I could. Is that the right thing to do? Probably not from like the marketing point of view, but from the point of view of like catching up to what my output and sound is like. By the time my current demos are actually out for release, I might be a different human being altogether. So it's a vexing question, because you don't want to be creatively bound to the idea of making music for a label or making music for DJs. You want to remain creative and have like the options of expression, right? So a lot of my auteur music is going to be self-released. That's the stuff that's not designed for DJs or what. I'm having all these little conversations in my mind about what's most prudent, because sometimes I just want to push the stuff out. I don't want to think about it anymore.
Who's a distributor? Are you thinking about where your fans will find you, or mostly about the back end stuff like royalties and reach? So my question, like Elias, when you put out your music, tell me about the process because I have no idea.
It's a great question and kind of topic. Yeah, I actually, this is an interesting time for me to answer this because I have only ever put out long mixtapes of other artists' music. Maybe I'm making a mashup of two tracks I like and putting it in there. But yeah, if you make a mashup, like that'll usually get copyrighted on SoundCloud. So like, it's not your,
it does.
but I'm putting out like my first original track hopefully this week actually, and so that can obviously go on SoundCloud. Thank you. We'll see how it goes. But I'm thinking too now. I'm like, oh my god, I already have like a Bandcamp page, but I have to make that like kind of look nice now because if I'm going to post my music on there, do you want to make it a free download on SoundCloud? Do you want to try and send it to a label or something? So that's like a whole thing I'm trying to figure out now. But at the very least, just being able to put it out into the world and say you made something is also cool too.
Yeah, so much, Lawrence. I mean, I don't know if you are a producer, you do produce your own music. So what service do you use?
So what I did too is I've also used DistroKid to release my tunes. And let's see, what I also did was, for free tunes or anything, I will also put them on to SoundCloud or into YouTube, even my own YouTube channel. So I will put that onto and I will just share it and then try to get as much exposure to, to anybody, whoever listens and reaches it. And but there is like different services for DistroKid, for especially for what it has. It takes like a sort of amount of percentages if you were to market off of it.
Yeah, DistroKid, that seems to be
but everybody uses DistroKid because it can distribute out to all kinds of streaming music platforms such as Spotify, Beatport, YouTube Music. Even some of my tracks are on YouTube Music, iTunes. Yeah, even a lot.
Brian, what was the process for you? You just put out your song. What did you use?
So I just I finished up an EP. I pretty much picked 3 songs, and then I'm actually an artist pro on SoundCloud. So with that platform, they actually give you the chance to distribute your music actually out to pretty much every single streaming service that there is through Artist Pro. I haven't used the distribute function yet, only because the 3 songs that I just released, it was mainly just to kind of get my name out there in the sense of I just need to get music down. I obviously produce, I obviously make music whenever I can or as much as I can, but it was more just about okay, dude, you just have to release it. You just got to put it out there just so you have something. It was a choice for me to go to SoundCloud only because that's kind of actually where I hear a lot of the newer music, at least from the scene that I really like, is through SoundCloud and through either playlists on SoundCloud or just stuff that pops up on my feed, or just, I'll even go through the artists that I like and I'll go through their music and kind of see what they like. But these tracks that I'm going to be putting on major platforms, also I want to submit them into record labels, and potentially get those signed and potentially help.
Elias, I wanted to say, I love the content that you put on Facebook. And again, I'm on Facebook more, but living in San Francisco, and the beach is your vibe, it's your mood. And I know that you have all of these playlists, and I've offered to host them on my YouTube channel. I listen, I enjoy it. I just wanted to say, and then again, there's going to be another time that I'm going to have you on to talk about artists living in San Francisco. But your mixes that you do, again, I have to listen to them. I got to find them. That's the whole point of this. But how long does it take you to put a mix together and get it out there to your fans?
Yeah, I appreciate you checking them out. That's been when I first got back into DJing and now music production, that's been my rock. I was like, I'm just going to make one mixtape every month and been an amazing way to kind of hone my style, but also discover new music. You're kind of always sifting through tracks, and you're like, what's going to make the cut? I've bumped them up to about 2 hours each, but that's still only about between 25 and 30 tracks. And I have a big library, so it's hard to pick. Obviously there's always new stuff dropping too, but yeah, that's kind of the one thing I just put out into the world. And if it gets 5 streams, that's cool. And well, you know, one of them is almost at 10,000, and like, that's cool too. But, then I kind of just send links. I have like a WhatsApp group, of just like homies and people who have been to my shows or like my mixtapes. And so I post everything in there, my show links, my, links to my mixtapes and stuff like that. But that's been something where it's like, whether I have a club gig coming up or not, like, you can always kind of count on that I'm going to be releasing that mixtape on the last day of every month. And it's allowed me to kind of be creative. A lot of the photos you see on Facebook are my own photography, because I really like photography as well. And so it's a cool way to kind of blend those two hobbies, I guess. And yeah, I don't know, have something consistent to like keep me grounded.
Wow, because this is a one small question that leads to a whole mess of many other similar questions, which is, you know, the signal to noise ratio, like what our output means in the social media context. For me, I also know people don't pick up the breadcrumbs, and I'm going to give you this one small anecdote. I made 500 business cards with my face, a little bit, just like the tiniest amount of information, and a QR code. I handed out all 500 of them over a year. And then I checked the actual metrics from that QR code. Not a single person ever scanned the QR code, which would take them to my like Substack and everything. Not one.
Oh,
so yeah, so you take that. I don't know what it says about me, but I'm just going old school now. I'm putting my information on it, you know, nothing else. But if you take that and then say you're putting it into social media, like, here's a new song. Are they going to click the link? Is there a link? The link's in bio. Are you going to go to the bio? And a lot of the data now suggests that that's just generally not how anyone works. I know when I'm scrolling, I can't really be bothered to go down those rabbit holes. Mm-hmm. So for me, when I'm uploading, say, a teaser to like a new track or something, I'll actually edit the content in Canva and then actually add my music to it, because it's unreleased. And in other cases, if it's just something like any old thing I'm posting about, just so I can line my own pockets, I'll usually pull up my published music and then make that the soundtrack to it. I don't care. I get like, what, 0.02 cents every time it's used. So, yeah.
There we are.
At the Brady Bunch.
Can you hear us okay, Taylor?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, welcome. I mean, how was yoga? I think everything was good. I wanted to.
Life is good, just nonstop. Really, I apologize for being late. So.
Your music you produce, what was the format? Tell the guys here how you got it out and who you use. I mean, is it Disco Kit or something like that? I'm learning. So here's your chance to talk about that, about your music.
Well, this is hilarious because I am not signed with a record label yet. So I can't say I've gone through that process yet. I'm not familiar on what that even looks like. So in terms of distribution, that's a whole nother journey. But yeah, it starts with getting signed.
Okay, that's what I didn't know, because you know, Sav is new to it, and the whole process of that.
Okay, actually, there's 2 ways to go about it. If you choose to self-release, that is an option, but my route personally will be through a record label, at least to start. But yeah, you can just boost out a track through SoundCloud integration with Spotify now. I saw that, like, upload a mix on SoundCloud and then distribute it out in Spotify. It's really integrated and a lot easier accessible these days should you choose that route.
And how do you go about finding a record label? You just got to get it out there, more social media type stuff. Is it, fighting the fight again, more on social media or emails?
Emails are a big thing.
Yeah. And for me, it's just by choice. Like, I am seeking to be on the record labels that from the artists that inspired me, who I look after. So it's not about the label, it's about how it's moved me, how I've interacted with it. Does my current sound actually align with what they're putting out? Bit of that, but I'm still very early in the process. Like, yeah. So
yeah, if there's 10 record labels, there may only be 2 of them that play your music, that you want. So that eliminates the other 8. You're not interested in being on those labels, right?
Correct. Yeah. I think I'm not calculated, but just realistic in my expectations. So I wouldn't want to waste anyone's time by sending a track that I know wasn't a right fit for the label.
Yeah. I also feel like it's like finding your home too, because I feel like a record label really, as much as it's going to represent your music, it's also, you want to align with what that record label is doing as well. Like Taylor was saying, like it's you want to see the music that's coming out of that record label, and you really want to see the taste and genre and styles and stuff like that that's coming out of it to really be like, okay, my stuff fits with this, so I'm gonna send it their way or stuff like that. Because I mean, say me as a house artist wanted to send a record to like a techno label, right? It's very unlikely that they'll even take a listen of the first 5 seconds of the track. You know what I mean?
Completely agree.
Anything you want on the producer end, Lawrence?
Yeah, totally agree with Sav and what Pixie were saying about standing out, sending your tracks to the most biggest like record labels out there, getting it signed, and then signing off to a record label. It is pretty hard, and it is very, very stressful as a bedroom producer, or you're being a residential DJ or a residential producer as well. Because also one thing that's very particular too of like us being a producer is, yes, you can look up to your favorite artists, you can sound like them, but you can't be them. The biggest tip of advice that I've heard was is be yourself, find your own unique sound, make yourself why you stand out and why you're different from everybody else.
I feel that very deeply.
Yeah. Yep, that's bread and butter of the producer world. I want to say is like, you don't want to be like the rest, you want to be yourself, right? So
yeah,
as time passes and we go back to like the Beatles day, and I was watching a video how social media was going to a vinyl store and picking up vinyl. That was our playlist. I would get records and I would make my own playlist with cassette tapes and put them out there. And it's just crazy how it's gone. And just like the movie theater, there's only so many ideas that you could, as time goes, you're going to run out of ideas. That's why we got 17 Batmans and 16 Spider-Mans, as time passes. Patty, I don't know why you're on here twice. I'm going to boot you off. You're on here twice, Patty.
Because I have no option.
Remove. I'm canceling my wife. You are off the island. That's a good clip we can share. Anyways, all right. Anyway,
she's back.
Well, I got to sleep with her, so I better put her back on here. But anyways, so as time passes, you run out of. But I give it to everyone to find their unique sound is got to be tough, and I appreciate it. And I don't even want to talk about AI and music. That's for another time. But if anyone wants to talk about that, I'm going to have a whole discussion about that, and I might not have enough space in here to talk about it. But that's what we have to. AI. Listen, some people say AI just makes the process quicker. Okay, whatever. She keeps trying to sneak in. There she is. I don't know which one to add to you, Patty. You got like 3 things going on here, and she's only in the next room. That one works. Anyway, but AI will be a discussion at another time. But I wanted to give, again, one last little shout out. I want you guys to talk about what you might have coming up, and then I want to do one last roundtable, and we'll go from there. So with that, we got Taylor. There she goes. She's opening for providing support for Darude. It sold out like in a minute.
That's crazy, Taylor. That's crazy.
Insane.
Literally.
Right. And then she's got Romain Garcia providing support there at audio. So the floor is yours, Taylor.
Yeah, really, really big month coming up. I'm super excited. It's going to be very polarizing sounds, really, like starting with the chill Romain Garcia opener. You can expect like melodic house and Juna Deep, all that good stuff. And then moving into Darude the following weekend, I'm actually going to DM him to see where he, like, I imagine he's going to do a hard stop, but should he mix into me, I need to make sure that he's like set up in a good place. So yeah, further investigation required, but I'm looking forward to really bringing the house down with that one. With the
when I saw that at Darling Aviary, which is a small, quaint little venue, I go, that's going to sell out easily. And congratulations!
Right?
I mean,
no, like literally,
thank you guys.
Like that's insane. Especially at Darling, I was like, oh my gosh, that's going to be crazy. I mean, yeah.
Thank you.
Darling, as in Darling Aviary in Midtown Sacramento. This is from August of 24 for Jeremy Olander. We got our boy Animated DJ opening up, and then NAJ providing direct support for Jeremy Olander. So this is just a view of the Darling Aviary venue. Cute place, but it was a fun day because it was kind of a who's who of NorCal DJ friends of ours. We've got D-Neb right here in the picture. We've got Jason Rain in the hat. We got Almas with Ali of Polaris, and then Drak in the black shirt. So fun day. Okay, Agape. You talk about what you got going on as far as the and the mixes and everything. Anything you want to share with the group here?
Yeah, all you see there is mostly mixtapes. Taylor, if you can help me out with a gig. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, nothing.
Bar was set high.
Yeah, I had a show last month.
You gotta ask.
I've been getting out to the beach every now and then to DJ. I do that a lot by my house, so that's kind of a self curated type of gig. But yeah, good week to be on here too. I'm hoping to put out my first track that I produced in full this week.
Woo!
Nice.
Sweet.
And yeah,
please share
we'll see.
if you're open to that.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna share it out. It's triggered a lot of thoughts around, artwork, and kind of like what goes with putting out a track. I know we talked about that, and the tips you guys gave were super helpful. So thank you. But yeah, TBD on the more formal club gigs right now. It's a lot of homies gatherings, house parties, stuff like that.
That's
everyone starts somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I will say.
What's that, Taylor?
It's equally important to have gigs like that too, because there's so much meaning
fun
behind those ones, and like so much less pressure, and it's like so enjoyable. Like you're truly doing it for you.
Yeah, we really like to get outside. SF's such a good city for it, and kind of
the hot topic, and it's somewhat controversial now, is all the renegade pop-ups that are having. That's all over my feed on Instagram, and that's for another discussion later. I don't know if you get involved with that, but I think it's interesting. So, and then all right, so
really
Lawrence,
quick, that's always been there. People are just talking about it now.
It's just
for the record.
I was gonna say, wow, they're just now talking about it. I was like, what?
Same.
Yeah, when I head out to the beach, I just post the day of and let people know in my WhatsApp chat, which isn't that many people. And yeah, if people want to come down to the beach, they can. That's why I like it. It's like if people want to stop by and vibe, they can.
Oh, real quick, this popped in my mind again. 60-year-old things popped in. It wasn't on my notes, but what does your brother do for the Mets or Yankees?
My brother does. Well, he's the backup play-by-play guy for the Yankees on the radio, and he does all their post games.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Big long
And he's-
time Yankees fan here. Whoa!
Oh wow!
Whoa.
All right, we got to get him on.
Yeah.
And I turned
what's
I
his
turned
name?
29 on Thursday, and he's 2 years younger than me. So
Wow.
I'm just
So-
trying to, you know,
So
Yeah,
he's really
good-
cool with Michael K.
You're
though,
doing what
huh?
you love, though.
I'm living in his shadow. And he's 6'5", so I'm literally he's literally 3 inches.
Oh, come on.
But Elias, come on, you're doing what you love, right?
I know.
Yeah.
I love him. I just
Yeah,
gotta
you're
get-
in opposite ends of the coast too. I mean, but that's cool. I knew he had something to do with broadcasting for the Yankees. So he's the backup, fill in, but he also does the post game, you say. So that leads into play by play once John Sterling ever dies or gets down or whatever, right?
God,
Yeah,
If no one knows who
they
John
got a
Sterling
new guy. They got
Right?
a
I
new
was gonna
guy.
say it's a new guy now. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's pretty
Brian, Sav's deep into the Yankee stuff. So there you go.
Oh,
he
I
said
know
a
all about
lifelong
Michael
fan.
Oh, yeah.
K. Oh,
Sav, we
I
gotta
know all
link
about
up.
those guys.
I just
definitely.
followed you on SoundCloud.
Yeah, I got you.
All right,
That's
yo,
nice.
for
Okay.
derailing you,
Okay.
Aaron.
Lawrence, any news? I think Alex has said something, but we'll just keep following you on the socials. You got some events, anything you want to add as we close out?
I think we got some future events coming up. I'm not too sure about it. And as for us as a group, and for me personally, for my own end, I have one track that's on the works of getting signed. So
Okay.
working on that. And I have made a couple tracks that I haven't even released throughout the last year. I have released like a bunch of like remixes, bootlegs, like my YouTube channel and all that stuff. So it's on there. Go and check it out.
Yeah, and I real briefly, Lawrence, there is a hierarchy ish with We Already Here. I mean, there's so many moving parts, and collectively as a group, you guys all have your own roles. Do you want to explain that to the crew? I mean, a financial director or special events guy. How deep does it go, right?
So there is Tree and Alex. They are the CEOs of WA, and then there's me, the CFO. There's also the treasurer who's in charge of all the finances. So if it's something I don't agree on, if they want to go eat out and get dinner, and I'm like, no.
McDonald's.
Yeah, keep them in line.
I love the structure. I don't know of local groups that have structures like that. I don't,
Yeah, it's not loosey goosey.
Yeah, somebody got to keep
It's
them in
very
line.
regimented.
Wow, represent NAM Day 2. We got Alex, Lawrence going their own way. I'm gonna hang out with my man Treehouse. Well, this is Steven from WA. This is my man Nathan,
the GM over here at Tiger.
That's right, we're doing things differently here on Friday nights at Tiger Lounge. Let's go and check inside.
Sav, this is all I got for you right now. But just a little sharing of your you're the young buck, so you got on the SoundCloud, and of course you could follow on Instagram. But it was fun I'll play a little B-roll that I'll add to this of your set. You went back to back with Brandon Olivier.
It was fire.
Thank you.
The boys crushed.
Funny story about that set too. So I thought I pre-formatted my Sans disc like 3.2 USB to work with any CDJ, and then I plugged it into the 2000s, and I was like, well, it didn't work. So I was like, got to use my old 3.0 USB. So I was playing a lot of my old stuff, not a lot of the newer stuff, but it was still fun. So I was like, it works. So
You couldn't tell.
Always got to bring the backups.
all in my head, I'm like, you know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah, I think my edible was kicking in at that time. So this shit, this just all sounds really good.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, and I would say potentially, and this is only potential, but if you guys are going to Breakaway this year, I might.
It's not happening in Sacramento.
Well, I got hit up by the promotion by them or whatever, but they were like, "Oh, we're looking for artists and a demo in." So I'm like, "We'll see."
I have Alex got to play Breakaway, but I just read something that they're not coming back to Sacramento. I don't know if there's an issue. Cal Expo is having major financial issues right now. The water park just backed out.
Have you ever used Dropbox before? I think that's honestly.
Oh my God! I have wait a minute. Is this still on? I have a Dropbox pop-up that comes on my desktop every goddamn day that says you're full. I've got like 13 items in there. So screw Dropbox. I'm not using Dropbox. I don't want to use Google Drive. I don't.
Do you have an Android?
I don't have an Android, but
I'm like, come on.
Okay. I was going to have to end this call.
You know, this Dropbox thing is such a pain in the ass that my ChatGPT assistant is even like, fuck it, I'm out of here. I don't want to even deal with it. So I just let the pop-up come up on my desktop. It's like, you know, like I got some virus or something. I don't know. Okay, so Taylor, this is my USB drive. It's Dwight Schrute.
What?
That's my USB drive right there.
That's so cute.
Oh, hey, Dwight. I'm going to be your new boss. It's my greatest dream come true.
I would say
You got to clip up like the first 5 minutes of this podcast and the last 5 minutes.
Next Monday, for my podcast Tuesday, I'm having Tosh. You guys all know Tosh Giles and his bounce events. His whole crew is going to come on, and we're going to talk San Francisco vibes and things of that nature. So thanks again. Love you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Good to see everybody.
We appreciate you.
My mantra has been exposure doesn't pay the rent.
Yes.
No one asks how much I'm going to get paid for a gig. They are happy to have a gig. And when is that? Oh, I'm just happy to have a gig to where, no, you know what? I got to go for at least so much money. Because people always say, the promoters say, but it's exposure, David. You're going to get your name out there. Yeah.
I've got an answer for you.
Thank you.
So, well, I'll just set this aside. Club rate being what it is, pretty standard. You can't live on that either. I'll just say that. When you're doing local support stuff, you're playing for an hour, you can't really live on that.
Are the promoters paying you or the club paying you?
Typically the promoters. Okay. I'm not naming any names, by the way.
Yeah, right.
And of course, you know, we have lots of promoters we'd love to work with.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate your input, David. Appreciate you reaching out to me, or at least acknowledging my text about this, these questions, and I'll infiltrate it into the video that I'll be shooting tonight. Again, recorded, and get your ideas in there. So
wonderful. Thank you so much.
David Anderson Kirk from the East Bay. I appreciate it. Thanks again.
Thank you, Darren. We'll talk soon, okay?
So we will shelve the rest of this discussion for a later time, but in future episodes, this is the topic I'd like to talk about. And if you want to come on the drop, Real Conversations in EDM, drop a comment down below. Love to hear from you. And if you have a question that you'd like to get answered, leave a comment as well. I don't know of any other YouTube channel who will be hosting content like this, highlighting you, the local DJ and producer and promoter. So please make sure you like and subscribe. And we thank you for stopping by. Much love.